Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and I can be reached at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. The first thing I would alert you to is to check the date. I do this report every Monday. Make sure you're looking at the most recent report so you can get the most updated data. Let's begin. We'll start by looking at the current listings in the villages. As of today, there are 129 listings. Last week there were 123, the previous week 129, prior to that 123, and prior to that 114. Listings range in price from 179,000 to almost $2.7 million. And to explain what you're looking at here, if you look at the most active category, which is prices in the range of 300,000 to 400,000, there are currently 41 houses for sale. Last week there were 35. The freshest house on the market has been on the market 0 days, which means it was added to the MLS today. The house that's been listed for the longest period of time in this price range has been listed for 78 days. The average time period for prices in the $300,000 to $400,000 price range right now averages 19 days. If we look at the $400,000 to $500,000 price range, 31 houses on the market. Last week, 30, ranging from 1 day on the market to 129 days on the market. Obviously, you can pause this video at any time to examine any of these details at your leisure. This map shows you where in the villages these listings are located. Let's turn our attention now to fresh listings that have been added to the MLS over the last 7 days. Over the last 7 days, 33 new listings. The prior 7-day period saw 25, prior to that 27, prior to that 39, and before that 38. New listings range in price from $299,900 to just under $1.5 million. 14 of those 33 homes are in the $300,000 to $400,000 price range, 7 in the $400,000 to $500,000 price range. And you can see that, for example, in the $300,000 to $400,000 price range, 14 this week, 11 the previous week, 7 prior to that, 16 prior to that, and 11 prior to that. Not very many new listings over the last few weeks, over $1 million in the villages. This map shows you where in the villages these new listings are located. Next, we'll look at properties that went pending over the last 7 days. 34 went pending. The prior 7-day period saw 38, and the period prior to that saw 37. If we look at the most active price segment, the $300,000 to $400,000 price range, 16 homes went pending over the last 7 days. The prior 7 days saw 7, and the period prior to that saw 18. You can see how active things are in the $300,000 to $500,000 price range, and how little activity there seems to be in prices over 700,000 recently. This map shows you where these pending home sales are located. And finally, we'll look at houses that have sold over the last 7 days. Over the last 7 days, we've seen 35 houses close. The prior 7-day period saw 49, prior to that 44, prior to that 38, and prior to that 34. Houses that sold ranged in price from 201,000 to 1.4 million. And to explain what you're looking at here, if you look at the most active segment, the $300,000 to $400,000 price range, 17 homes sold over the last 7 days. The period prior to that saw 16, and the period prior to that saw 22. Of those 17, 5 sold for the listing price, 6 sold for over the listing price, and 6 sold for under the listing price. This map shows you where these houses that were sold were located. So to summarize, it certainly looks as if more homes are coming onto the market and fewer homes are selling. You could form your own opinion as to what effect rising interest rates is going to have on the housing market. Overall, we're still seeing a lot of interest nationally in people moving to the villages, and I expect that to continue. I'm not sure if that will sustain increasing home prices here, though. Once again, my name is David. I can be reached at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. I provide this report weekly. If you have any questions on real estate in the villages or in its close proximity, please feel free to contact me. I hope to hear from you. Take care.